Hello, everybody. Hello, everybody. I want to welcome everybody to Reform Gangsters Live. It's Saturday morning. As you can see, I just came back from the gym. It's been a while since I went on live, so I got some questions, and anybody else want to tune in. Also, as you can see, I got my Reform Gangster hat on. I have a really nice store that we opened up online, so check it out. So I got a question here from John. Did Paul, I guess Paul Castellano, even though they didn't admit it, that the Westies killed Ruby Stein and he just let it go? So, in fact, the Westies did kill Ruby Stein. He was a bookmaker. That was with Paul. I was actually roommates with Kevin Kelly, who was a Westie, and he used to talk about the Ruby Stein murder. Whether Paul knew or not, the Westies really didn't give a shit. You know what I mean? They did it. Everybody knew they did it. They didn't suffer no consequences behind it. But he was definitely killed by the Westies. Another one by Bobby Lockhart. Wasn't Pizza City mobbed up, or did a bunch of wise guys just hang it? You know, they were just guys. The people that owned Pizza City was a father and two sons. They were from Ozone. They were from Howard Beach. Did they know? They knew everybody that was in the mob from the neighborhood, but I don't know if they were on record with anybody. I never heard they were, but they were friends with everybody, and we all went in there. So I don't think they were. I don't know if they were on record with anybody. Not to my recollection, but like I said, we would have helped them in a heartbeat because they were all good guys. I was friends with the two brothers. So yeah, they were definitely. I guess you could say mobbed up in a way. Why did Jamie? Why did your father choose Gambino instead of going with Sonny Francis and the Columbos? You know, that's a good question. He always said that he loved Sonny, but you know, he just felt close to Charlie, and I guess probably he was earning more money with Charlie. So there was a couple of factors that went into that. You know, he used to goof around years later that he made a mistake because the Gambino family was so big and there was so much competition compared to the Colombo family, which was much smaller. But he was happy where he was. Joey Powell. Anthony, I commend you and your podcast. You're doing great. I'm from Brooklyn. Last name is Palermo. I got a question. Could you do something on Frankie Dapp? I knew him back in the day when I was a kid. My father worked very close with him at Consolidated Bus Company. I'm sure you know all about that. So I knew Frankie Dapp well. He was a really good guy, great personality, very tight with my old man and Tony Lee. Big earner, had Consolidated Busing, he was really a good guy. I used to run into him in clubs and discos and drank with him and hung out with him. Never did any business with him, but he was a really, really good guy. Captain for many. When I met him, he was a captain. You know, in the early 70s, he was a captain. You know, for many, many, many years. I heard they turned John Gotti's building into a shoe store. Is that true? Yeah, they did. Everything's all the Ravenites a store, the Bergen Fish Club's a store, everything's a store. Dominic Bellotti, 6. Did you go to any big weddings at the Shalmir? I ran so many. Yeah, I went to weddings all over the place. I mean, I was in so many catering halls and weddings. I went to tons of weddings. Let's see, what's this one say? User, whatever. I wonder if he ever did or saw a person with their feet in the tub that had concrete in it. No, I never did. After you said you would have lunch with John on Saturdays, am I the only one who was wondering what was for lunch? Always pasta, always a lot of food. I mean, mostly pasta dishes. So, but they had good cooks in there. He had a good cook, John. Brendan is asking, I don't know what that says. Brendan is asking for something guys into bodybuilding are in really good shape. I don't understand that question. I don't understand it. I got into bodybuilding in prison, and I just carried it, I just got into it in prison. Did any wise guys work out and went, oh yeah, a lot of wise guys were in great shape. My old man was in great shape when he was in jail. We all worked out. Most of us worked out in prison. Yeah, a lot of guys in great, Sammy was in good shape. Tony, tough Tony Corona, the captain with the Genovese, he was always in tip-top shape. A lot of guys work out. And in Howard Beach and Gold's Gym, when it was Gold's Gym, a lot of wise guys worked out. So yeah. Were you ever inside Carlo Gambino's house? No, I was never inside Carlo Gambino's house. No. Lee says, hi, Anthony. Congrats on being clean. I have 14 years. Congratulations, Lee. It's amazing. 14 years. Did you ever have any dealings with Tony Ducks? Yeah, we did. We turned in numbers to his bank in Harlem. They had a big number bank in Harlem, and we did business with them because we did business with a lot. Like we had a big number business. We were controllers, so we always were looking for bankers. So we did business with Spanish Raymond. We did business with Jimmy Knapp. We did business with Fritzy, and we did business with Tony Duck's crew. He had a big number spot, and they had a banker out of Harlem. We used to go up to Harlem to where his club was. So yeah, we did business with him. Bam Cop Baller is asking, many wise guys seem to smoke back in the 70s and 80s. What brands were popular? Oh, Benson and Hedges. Tony Lee used to smoke English Ovals, Marlboros. We all smoked. Everybody smoked. Everybody smoked. My father smoked Benson and Hedges. Then he switched to Parliaments. Tony Lee always smoked Benson and Hedges. They were like really strong. Patrick Brenner says, hi, Anthony. Greetings from Ireland. Hello, Patrick. Hello, everybody in Ireland. Maybe one day I'll get over there and we could all meet and greet. Bob Rosen asks, you have to tell us what was the famous person you slept with? Unfortunately, she passed away, but I had an affair with the original Wednesday from the Addams Family, Lisa Loring. I met her at the Ritz in the early 80s. She was actually in a soap opera, As the World Turns, at the time, and she had a beautiful apartment in Manhattan. And on the wall, she had a portrait of her when she was Wednesday. It was kind of spooky, but she was probably the most famous person I had an affair with. She passed away not too long ago. But I dated a lot of people back then, a lot of models. I mean, we were in Manhattan every night. Did I ever do business with Carlos Mancello? No, I never did. Did I know Nicky Scarfo? I didn't know him, but my old man and Tony were good friends with him. When I was a kid, we used to go to Atlantic City every summer for vacation. For 2 weeks, we used to stay at this hotel called The President. It's gone now. It's knocked down. And a whole bunch of wise guys used to go. My old man and me, our family, Tony Lee's family, and this guy Rocky from downtown Brooklyn. He was a wise guy with my father's crew, Regime. He went with his family. This other guy, Danny No Legs, he was a wise guy. He had no legs. He lost them in World War II. He would go with his family, and we would all go to Atlantic City every summer for 2 weeks. That's, matter of fact, where I learned how to swim. And there was a famous nightclub there called the 500 Club, where a lot of I think that's where Martin and Lewis met. A lot of people hooked up there, a lot of entertainers. And Nicky used to hang out in there, and he used to hang out with them. And I learned that later on in life when they used to talk about the days in Atlantic City, and then later on in the 70s also. I wasn't there one night, but friends of mine, Sal and my old man and a couple of guys were hanging out with Nicky Scarfa, but I unfortunately never met him, but they did. Dan Robinson's asking, was Tommy DeSimone's brother wild like him? No, totally different. Bobby was a very reserved guy, tough guy, good guy. I used to go to his house. He lived on a canal in Florida. Really good guy, totally different than Tommy. Tough, but not as vicious or not as crazy as Tommy. Definitely not. Bobby's asking, do you do tours of the old neighborhood with regular people like me? I may, contact us through my website, and my manager might be able to set something up with you. So, yeah, that's a possibility. What did your dad think of Lucky Luciano? I mean, he put the whole thing together. He thought very highly of him. I know I've never been to Italy. Unfortunately, that's on my bucket list. I've been to Europe. It's crazy. I've been to France, but never Italy. But that's definitely on my bucket list. Who are we betting in the big game tomorrow? I'm thinking about it, and I think I'm going to go with the 49. Excuse me, that's a Freudian slip. I like the players on the 49ers, but I think I'm going to go with Frisco because let's be real. The 49ers should never beat Detroit. That coach on Detroit messed up that whole game. I mean, him not kicking them field goals. So I think I'm going to go with Kansas City. I think that's what I'm going to go, and I think Kansas City and the over. Thank you, Dave, for the donation. Thank you very much. What do you think about KC money line? Yeah, I like the money line. 2 points really. I'm surprised that it's not pick'em by now. It's been staying 2 points. I've been checking every day. The line hasn't moved one way or the points hasn't moved. The under and over hasn't moved. So I guess money's coming in both ways. But yeah, I would take Kansas City on the money line in a heartbeat. And please, everybody out there that's listening, please don't forget to subscribe and hit the like button and ring the bell. And also don't forget about becoming a Patreon member. It only starts at $5 a month. So please go to gangsters.com, reformgangsters.com. Sausage and peppers on Woodhaven Boulevard or Linden? That's a tough question. I like both of them. I don't know to pick one or the other. The truck on Linden Boulevard's been there forever. The truck on Woodhaven Boulevard by St. John Cemetery has been there forever. And the hot dogs are the best over there too. Let's not forget about the hot dog wagon. But I don't know. That's a tough question. I like both of them. I mean, I could go for one right now. As a matter of fact, tell you the truth, I haven't had one in a while. Maybe the next time I'm in the neighborhood, I'll stop in. Thank you, everybody, for watching. Hope everybody has a great Saturday. Stay tuned for some more content. I'll be traveling. I'm going to see Sammy next week. And then after that, I'm going to Tulsa, Oklahoma to do the Proffer. I'm also going to be on Fox in the morning. So I'm looking forward to all that. So everybody stay safe and stay healthy. Have a good day.